Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today we are back with the following list of topics to discuss. So let's start. The first topic says about Article 356. So why Article 356 was recently in news? Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi recalled in Rajya Sabha that Congress governments at the center has dismissed 90 state governments by misusing Article 356, and the former PM Indira Gandhi had misused it 50 times to dismiss elected state governments. So in the context of Article 356, so we have seen that it basically says about the provisions for the imposition of president's rule in the state. So where it empowers the president to withdraw to the union the executive and legislative powers of any state if he is satisfied that the situation has arisen in which the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the constitution. So therefore, the duration of Article 356 President's rule can be imposed for a period of 6 months at a time for a maximum duration of 3 years. And every 6 months, parliamentary approval to impose President's rule will be required again. So therefore, today, if I see about the origin of Article 356, so it is inspired by Section 93 of the Government of India Act of 1935. So if a governor of a province was satisfied that a situation hath arisen in which the government of the province cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the said act, he could assume to himself, call all of its power and discharge those functions at his discretion. Okay, so therefore, this implications of Article 356 has been in various parts of India we have seen in the earlier times. ओके तो आजकल बहुत कम लगता है लेकिन पहले ये बहुत ज्यादा लगता था बिकॉज ऑफ द डिफरेंसेस इन द रेस्पेक्टिव गवर्नमेंट्स व्हिच द प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी हैज रिसेंटली eulogised. Okay, so therefore today we could see that there are various instances, okay, be it in Kerala in 1959, okay, be it in areas like the Maharashtra, be it in areas like Assam, we can see the implementation of Article 356 many number of times. Okay, so hence we could see that this Article 356 was greatly in news because of the context of PM Modi saying something about the earlier governments and with respective to the president's role in the state that is basically said in or discussed by him in Rajya Sabha. Okay, next aate hai small satellite launch vehicle D2. So recently what we have seen that ISRO has successfully launched its SSLV D2 from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. So we could see that this is the second developmental flight which is named as small satellite launch vehicle D2. So if I have to see about this D2, this D2, that is the SSLV D2, will put into the intended orbit Earth's observation satellite EOS-07, EOS-07, JANUS-1, and Azadi satellite 2 into the space. Okay, so therefore we could see that the launch vehicles or launchers are used to carry spacecraft to the space and has two operational launchers we have got, basically the PSLV as well as the GSLV. So through this D2, we could see that we could launch a very good number of satellites which are very much smaller in size as compared to the other satellites like which is launched by PSLV as well as GSLV. So this EOS-07, it is around 156.3 kg satellite. ये 156.3 kg है. जो JANUS-1 है, it is basically of 10.2 kg, and Azadi set is basically of 8.7 kg. Okay, so therefore through all this respective small satellites we could see that it will be a launch of 3-stage launch vehicle configured with 3 solid propulsion stages and liquid propulsion based velocity trimming model as a terminal stage. Okay, so therefore it was basically in news because ये जो लो वेट वाला जो स्मॉलेस्ट व्हीकल लॉन्च वाले पैड्स होते हैं ये हम लोग के पास आज कैपेबिलिटी आ गया है थ्रू D2, and therefore we could directly make some number of smaller satellites which will be carried upon by this D2, that is the launch vehicle. ओके, याद रखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। नेक्स्ट, प्राइमरी एग्रीकल्चरल क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज। So what is this PACS, Primary Agricultural Credit Society? So recently the union budget has announced rupees 2516 crore for computerization of 63,000 PACS agricultural credit societies over the next 5 years. So the next or the step aims to bring greater transparency and accountability in the operation of this PACS, and also it will enable to diversify their business and undertake more activities. So now basically if I see about what is PACS, they are village level cooperative credit societies that serve as the last link in a three-tier cooperative credit structure headed by the state cooperative banks in the state level. Okay, so these PACS are involved in short-term lending or what is known as crop loan. So at the start of the cropping cycles, farmers will avail credit to finance their requirements of seed, fertilizers, etc. And banks extend this credit at 7% interest, of which 3% is subsidized by the center and 2% is subsidized by the government. So effectively, farmers avail the crop loans at 2% interest rate only. Okay, so therefore, this village level institution works directly with rural residents, and this will provide the last mile connectivity to the farmers at the timely access to the capital in necessary agricultural activities. So therefore, they have the capacity to extend credit with minimal paperwork within a short time, and therefore they will offer following services like input facilities, agricultural implements for a hire, and also storage space. So now, why this computerization is needed now? Because we can see that they are today connected with the core banking software, and they are compatible platform as it is necessary to bring them uniformity in the system. So computerization of this PACS has been done to taken up so that we could make every PACS in our country very much uniform in nature, so that we could make easily available the core resources that the farmers need during the time of agriculture activities and also after the output has been done. Okay, so therefore this is basically compared, or this is basically associated with the grassroots level, and therefore we are today aiming for this PACS. Okay, next पे आते हैं, bullet train through mangrove forest. So recently we have seen why there has been a case trial directly going on that they will directly cut many number of trees for the bullet train to pass, because we all know that bullet train from Mumbai to Ahmedabad will cross various regions like Thane, then Virar, then Palghar, then Vapi, Valsad, okay, and ultimately reaching to Ahmedabad. Okay, so the train with a capacity of 750 passengers will travel at a speed of around 320 km per hour and 350 km per hour, and is expected to reduce travel time between Ahmedabad to Mumbai to 3.5 hours or less from the present 8 hours. And this project is tried to complete it in 7 years. So recently what we have seen that यहाँ पे डिसीजन लिया गया है कि बुलेट ट्रेन जो मैंग्रोव फॉरेस्ट के यहाँ से पास होने वाले हैं, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करेंगे, this will escalate the construction of the Mumbai high speed rail corridor projects 21 km stretch from Bandra Kurla complex to Silabata from 100 crore to 10,000 crore. तो एक 7 किलोमीटर का अंदर से टनल बनाएंगे through this mangrove forest so that this mangrove forest does not gets affected. Okay, so we all know about the significance of this mangrove forest, because mangroves are very important for ecological stabilization. Okay, also they are important for the tides to get control, also for coastal stabilization, be it reducing erosion, be it storm surges, be it currents, be it waves, be it tides. We see the importance of these mangroves, and we can see that for water purification, even these mangroves are very important, because they support various number of biodiversities in this respective area. But today we have seen that mangroves are directly in threat, and therefore according to even UNESCO, mangroves are disappearing at 3 to 5 times faster rate than it was before. So therefore today, to protect and conserve these mangroves, today we are directly trying to have a 7 kilometer of undersea trail that will directly go beneath the sea, and this will not impact anyway the mangrove forest basically located in the Maharashtra region. So in this country, we have today that West Bengal has got the highest area on the mangroves, followed by Gujarat, then Andhra, then Andaman, then Andhra, then Orissa, and then Maharashtra. So Maharashtra comes in the 6th category of states that is having the highest area under mangroves. So which area has got the highest area of mangroves? It is basically West Bengal, that is known as the Sundarbans. Coming towards the western side, it is Gujarat, then Andaman Nicobar, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, and then Maharashtra. Okay, so please remember the following table. Next, lastly, saying about the India's green hydrogen challenges. So we know about what is green hydrogen. So the green hydrogen is a pure hydrogen that is generated by using renewable energy such as solar power and wind energy. And the byproducts are water and water vapor. Okay, so solar energy or wind energy से जो हम लोग generate कर रहे power, so this is directly known as green hydrogen. So hydrogen is an energy carrier and it is converted into electricity by fuel cells, which generate electricity by mixing hydrogen and oxygen atoms. So it will play an important role in delivering zero emission transport. Okay, so now today, what is the type of challenges that this green hydrogen is basically facing? So since we can see that on India's 75th Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the National Hydrogen Mission to make the country a production and export hub of green hydrogen. So therefore, this National Hydrogen Mission, okay, where India currently consumes approximately 5.5 million tons of hydrogen, which is mainly derived from imported fossil fuels. So with this NHEM, India will be able to reduce its reliance on fossil fuel imports. But today, India is facing various number of challenges with respect to this hydrogen, that is the green hydrogen. So what type of challenges? Firstly, transportation cost. Because majority of the low-cost renewable energy sources are located far from potential demand centers. And as a result, the cost of transportation from the plant to the demand center rises. Also, we could see the higher cost of production because the technology used in production of green hydrogen is still in its early stages and is costly, which raises the cost of production. Also, we have got storage related issues because we do not have got enough criteria of storage for storing such number of green hydrogens at a rapid rate. We can see external energy source is required to isolate hydrogen because it does not occur naturally as a gas on earth. So it is always in combination with other elements such as water. So agar mere ko water se hydrogen remove karna padega, so it's a costly process. Okay, so low production of electrolyzers. So there is currently no major Indian manufacturer of electrolyzers that splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. And as a result, India is reportedly importing electrolyzers, which makes the cost uneconomical. Also, because of limited technology for compressing and storing hydrogen for automobiles, we could see that green hydrogen today is directly a challenge for the country of India. And therefore, we could see that National Hydrogen Mission is directly a challenge for the country's growth towards renewable sources of energy, basically coming from solar and wind energy. Okay, so it is basically discussing about the challenges that we are facing with respect to green hydrogen. Okay, so today the mission was approved by the Union Cabinet on January 4, 2023 with an initial outlay of rupees 19,744 crore, which is around $2.3 billion. Okay, and through this, we are directly making to reach about 125 gigawatt through an association of renewable energy. So therefore, this type of challenges today, what we are facing with respect to hydrogen or green hydrogen is a major concern. And therefore, this needs to be retrieved at the earliest so that we could make ourselves much more dependent on this hydrogen, green hydrogen, rather than dependent on the fossil fuels. Okay, so that is with the analysis of the editorial. So we have this 5 number of MCQs. Please do attempt these MCQs and do join our WhatsApp and Telegram channel for some further updates. So that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind.